In this review, it's time for something special, and we know it's special because it says so on the tin. This model is from Diecast Masters, and as you can see, it's numbered 85234. It comes in the usual outer shipping carton, and inside there's a nylon bag, which we'll use to pull out what's inside. And what's inside is a Diecast Masters tin, and as you can see, it's a bit unusual because it's all black. And that's because this is a Caterpillar 420 F2 IT backhoe loader with a special black finish. The tin that holds the model is the usual high quality, and on the back there's some information about the real machine, but actually there's nothing that explains why it's been produced in black. Well, here we can help because the reason it's in black is that it was to commemorate 30 years of Caterpillar producing backhoe loaders. Inside the tin, the packaging is a little bit different from the usual Cat models, and there are a number of different parts, including 2 figures. Add to that, there are 4 additional tools that can be fitted to the model, and then we have the model itself. Tucked in the bottom is a Diecast Masters mini catalogue, and the model has a simple instruction sheet. But no assembly because it's complete. Out of the tin. Let's start with a look underneath the model, and there is some simple detailing of the drive shaft to the rear axle. The wheels are detailed and they're all black of course, and there are nice chunky tyres front and rear. There are textured steps leading up to the cab, and one of the things that stands out, and we'll look at it first on the backhoe, are the large silver rivets. These do reflect the decoration of the real machine in black, but perhaps the silver rivets here just look a bit too large. There are some nice small graphics on the backhoe. Moving to the front, and there are more sharp graphics on the loader arm, and there's also a red safety bar, plus no shortage of silver rivets. Inside, the detailing is very good, including Cat and a 30-year anniversary logo on the seat back. Also, if we look carefully, we can see the Cat logo on the steering wheel. Back outside the cab, there's a nice chrome exhaust, and a big Cat logo at the front. Nice lights add detail to the cab roof. 4 work tools are provided, which are additional to the 2 buckets already fitted, and these include an auger, a hammer, a telescopic lifting beam, and a set of lifting forks. 2 cool looking dudes also come with the model. Back underneath, and the rear wheels spin together because they're fixed to a common axle. And there is steering on the front axle, but the range of movement is limited. But it is nice to see that the front axle oscillates for rough terrain. Out on the test track, and the model rolls well in a straight line, but it doesn't quite have the steering flexibility of the real machine, so the turning circle that you can achieve is quite wide. Let's move on to the main functionality, and we'll start with the front loader, and it raises to a moderate height, but probably not as high as the real machine. The tipping angle at the top is quite restricted, but it does better lower down. But one thing that is nice is the clamshell bucket, which opens and closes. Onto the backhoe, and the first thing to do is to lower the outriggers, but they don't have quite enough movement because they don't get fully grounded. The big backhoe rotates from side to side, but not quite the full distance of 90 degrees. And if we extend it out, we find that it does have a telescopic dipper. Again, the range of movement on the whole backhoe does feel a little bit restricted, but with care you can get some reasonable looking poses. Let's pose our 2 workers proudly standing by the machine. Oh no, pull yourself together, man. But at least our second worker is up to the job and he stands up tall, and despite that the other guy still hasn't learned. No, you either stand up or you're fired. After some encouragement, both men stand to attention. A big plus point of the model is its flexibility, particularly with the interchangeable tools. And to start with, we'll remove the backhoe bucket and replace it with the small auger so we can drill holes in our desktop for fence posts and things like that. Because the auger is free swinging, it's easy to pose it in a vertical position. The other backhoe attachment is a hydraulic hammer, and because of its fixing, you can't quite get it in a vertical pose. We have 2 options for tools to replace the clamshell bucket, and after some initial stickiness, the bucket comes off. The first tool we'll attach is the telescopic lifting beam, and after it's clipped on we can extend the beam out. There are 2 telescopic sections, so it gets quite long. There is no chain included with the model, but we have one, so let's hook it on at the end, because there's a hole provided in the end of the beam. The other option is a pair of lifting forks, and again here we found a load to put on. This is an interesting and unusual Caterpillar model from Diecast Masters. It is very distinctive in the special anniversary black colour scheme, and it's certainly something different for a collector of Caterpillar models. As usual, the presentation of the model is excellent, and the additional tools make it overall very good.